Hey, everybody. Another book I want to share with everyone is one that's a real tearjerker. I'm a sucker for stories that leave me feeling, I don't know, mindful, grateful, even. This book is, I avoided this book for the longest time because it has the strangest name. It's called The Chicken Runs at Midnight by Tom Friend. Um, and This book made me think more about being grateful than I ever have. Again, it's a baseball story. It's centered around longtime major league coach named Rich Donnelly. But long before that, you realize baseball isn't the point of the story at all. It's about a father and a daughter. And ultimately, it's about heartbreak. But it's quickly followed by the finding of hope for them. So Rich Donnelly, his coach, has spent decades in professional baseball. He's coaching some of the biggest names in the game in history, right? But none of those moments compare to the battle that his family's facing when his daughter Amy is diagnosed with a brain tumor. And as Amy's health is declining, she shares this mysterious message with her father one day, and she says, "When the chicken runs at midnight, you'll know everything's going to be okay." And then for a while through the book, the message keeps popping back up and everyone just kind of says it as a placeholder, almost like saying, "I love you." And as strange as it sounds to them, and when I say it out loud, years later in the book, in one completely unforgettable moment, the words actually come rushing back and come to fruition during the World Series. And I'll let you discover that part of the story yourself because it's one of the most remarkable moments I've ever read in a sports book, or it's any book I've ever read. So one of my favorite subplots of this book includes a very young Barry Bonds with the Pirates. Now, even then, Bonds kind of carried himself with that reputation of being distant and difficult and kind of curmudgeon-y or unapproachable. But I personally have never been a big Barry Bonds fan, but the book gave me a glimpse of someone very different. Through his relationship with Amy, the coach's daughter, we get to see some kindness from Bonds and tenderness, and we see a genuine compassion for this struggling kid. And for a few chapters, Barry Bonds isn't one of the greatest baseball players or most controversial baseball players in the history of the game. He's just a man, and he cares deeply about this kid who's very, very sick. And I think that's one of the book's greatest gifts to the audience. Is it reminds us that every person has a story. The rest of us just don't know. So, in fact, this book recently changed the way I looked at a decision in my life. See, my favorite band, Megadeth, is coming to town tonight, and I've been listening to them since I was like 12 years old. One of the major reasons I became a guitar player, and this year they're coming to my back door. They're touring on their final album, and I bought tickets in the pit because I figured this would be, my last chance to see this band up close. They've inspired me over the years, and then I found out that my daughter Layla would be playing in her final softball tournament ever. In high school, she's chosen to pursue track instead of softball. So this is it for her softball career. And on the surface, it kind of sounds like an easy choice. Last opportunity to see your favorite band. It's just another softball tournament. You've been to hundreds of them, but except it really isn't though. And a big reason is because I read this book over the summer, and I just don't see it that way anymore. The Chicken Runs at Midnight reminded me that the moments we share with our families are the ones that I'm going to carry with me forever. Concerts can be unforgettable. I get it. Favorite bands, eventually though, they stop touring. But being there for the people you love, being there for Layla is something I'll never forget and I'll never regret. So I'll miss the concert and I'll be at the softball field. Not because I have to, because I genuinely want to. Because someday, years and years from now, I won't remember whatever songs they play tonight. It'll probably be the same 12 they play at every concert anyway. But I will vividly remember watching my daughter play in one last softball tournament. And that's what this book gave me more than anything, a better perspective. I closed the book feeling really emotional, but incredibly grateful for family and friends, and also for my own teammates. Through writing of the book Until the Last Out, I have reconnected with my group, my boys. And now, if you love baseball, you will appreciate the behind-the-scenes look at Major League life, and that's fine. But if you have ever loved someone, lost someone, or simply needed a reminder of what truly matters, The Chicken Runs at Midnight. It's going to stay with you for a long time. Cheers.